drug trafficking investigation.
Several newly unsealed indictments target the family mob and G-block gangs for allegedly flooding South Minneapolis neighborhoods with hundreds of thousands of lethal doses of fentanyl and other narcotics. U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen says while these arrests won't solve the state's fentanyl problem, they send a strong message to traffickers who still may be out there.
If you're trafficking in fentanyl, we are going to get you. We are going to find you. We are going to take you down. And if you want to lose your freedom, that's a very, very simple recipe for losing your freedom.
The focus for local authorities has now shifted to asking for the public's help in tracking down remaining fugitives connected to these gangs. Outside the federal courthouse in Minneapolis, I'm Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
The U.S. Supreme Court's decision today to uphold birthright citizenship drawing local reaction. Hamline University professor David Schultz telling WCCO Radio's Jordana Green that the justices in this case looked at the language of the 14th Amendment to establish the ruling.
The promise of what that said, and say that, yes, the promise of that we extended to former freed slaves also applies to individuals who were born in the United States, even if their parents are not necessarily legal residents in the United States.
Meanwhile, policy allowing trans athletes in Minnesota to compete on teams consistent with their gender identities is not changing following a ruling today by the U.S. Supreme Court. In the ruling, the court ruled that states can restrict transgender athletes' participation in school sports. Governor Tim Walz says Minnesota will continue to do what it thinks is right.
And I will say this as a coach and a teacher, anything that gets kids involved, I want them to be involved. This idea of folks who have never been to any youth event or any high school event are hell-bent on making sure that some kid doesn't participate in bowling or whatever it might be is ludicrous.
Republicans, including gubernatorial candidates Kendall Qualls and Lisa Damuth, have praised the court's ruling today. The Department of Natural Resources issuing a sober reminder ahead of the 4th of July weekend.
No matter what the weather is like, the week surrounding the 4th of July is amongst the busiest we see on the water all year round.
That's Lieutenant Eric Sullivan, supervisor of the Department of Natural Resources Marine Unit. This holiday weekend, the DNR and other public safety agencies will once again enforce Operation Dry Water to target intoxicated boaters.
Having a drink, heading out, may not seem like a big deal, but it is. That drink can change everything in an instant. That choice puts your life at risk, the lives of your passengers at risk, and everyone else out on the water at risk.
Sullivan says half of boating fatalities in Minnesota have alcohol involved. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
It's 3:05, traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
West 94 jammed up, Carmichael Road to the St. Croix River. Got your slowdowns north 35W into Minneapolis. That all starts up in the area of 42nd Street. Crosstown eastbound slows as you make way toward Tracy Avenue, heading in toward France Avenue. 394 eastbound jammed up as move between Penn Avenue and 94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
You sit on your deck and you're sick of looking at your crappy siding. Type JTR on your computer for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and more. JTR Roofing has you covered from the roof on down, serving the Twin Cities Metro. For a free estimate, visit jtrroofinginc.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather forecast brought to you by JTR Roofing. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
It stays hot and humid into the night again tonight. 72 the overnight low. We could see some showers, isolated thunderstorms early tomorrow. I think a good chunk of the day is going to be dry with a high up near 88. Of course, it stays humid. Showers and thunderstorms are possible. There could be some severe weather just southeast of the Twin Cities tomorrow evening. Partly cloudy with rain and storms possible again late on Thursday with a high of 89.
91 and sunny at News Talk 830 WCCO.
You can hear about the story anywhere, but there's only one place where you get to talk about it. News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
Do you believe that immigrants make America stronger? Something I've been thinking about today after the Supreme Court upheld a central tenet, a central part for me of what I think America is all about. But I think right now, so many of you are willing to absolutely throw out what America is all about because you're pissed at immigrants. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. It's Jason. Dan is here. Mark Fry on the news. We will get into the legal analysis behind the Supreme Court decisions today. Birthright citizenship was just one of the decisions. These are important not just because it's news and it's legal in the Supreme Court and whatever. It's important because this stuff affects a lot of our lives. And this is where, when you say elections matter, judges matter, all of this stuff matters. But I keep going back to this idea about immigration. And there have been times in America's history that we have turned against, I don't know what the term is, visitors. It's hard to really define what an American, a Native American would be, right? Outside of a Native American. We are a country that is built of people who all came here. And birthright citizenship is a key part of that. This idea that if you were born here, you are one of us. The promise of being American, the desire to come here and achieve the American dream, that's what it takes to be American. It's not like in Japan, where if you're born from Japanese parents, then you are Japanese. It's not like France, where if you're born from non-French people, well, you can petition to become French after you're 18. That's just not what we've ever been about. Because we used to recognize that somewhere along the line, we came here with a dream. And I think we've always bought into this idea that part of the trade-off is giving other people that same shot. 651-461-9226 is our number. To me, it is disgusting to see Americans willing to throw out what America is all about because you're mad at Somali fraud or you're worried about crime or whatever the case may be. You're really that willing to throw out the principles of America because of that? You think that you are somehow more American? You're the most American? 651-461-9226. Do you believe that immigrants make this country stronger? Because I do think there are questions about that from many. And I think that drives a lot of this stuff. Why does President Donald Trump, after losing 6-3 at the Supreme Court, 5 of the Supreme Court justices, a majority, say this is in the Bill of Rights, this is the 14th Amendment. So no, you cannot change it without changing the Constitution. Why does the president want to change it? I think he believes that immigrants are making America worse. Now, can you pick and choose? Well, we always have picked and chosen to a certain degree. I think immigrants have made America stronger. And I think there are lots of ways to deal with sort of the unease that many of us are having about immigrants without saying, let's throw out birthright citizenship. Let's send everybody back where they came from. Doug is in Inver Grove Heights at 651-461-9226. Doug, thanks for getting us started. What do you think as far as immigrants and America?
Jason. I know you're saying these thoughts because you want people to call in, you want to stir up some controversy. But most Americans love
I'm listening.
love legal immigrants. What almost 99% of Americans are against is people trying to sneak into America just to have a baby that becomes a citizen. Nobody's for that, are they?
No, I'm not.
Really?
I'm not for that either. And so
this is what we're talking about.
To me, the
But you're making it
solution.
about-
No. Hang on. So, Doug, the solution to that is sealing the border, right? The solution to that is not throwing out birthright citizenship.
Well, I think it is.
You do. Why?
If somebody is illegal, no, they shouldn't have citizen baby.
That's what that's what birthright citizenship is. That if you're here and you have a baby, that baby was born on American soil. That is in the Constitution, and that's what it is.
Well, I disagree with that particular interpretation.
Yeah. So
and you're trying to work us all up, Jason. You're trying to work
I'm not
us
trying
all
to
up. No,
I'm not trying to work
saying
you
none of
up.
us like, you're kind of saying none of us like immigrants. We're all racist. That's not the case. I'm standing up for all of us Americans by saying, no, we don't want people sneaking into the country to have a baby.
Doug,
That's all.
thank you. My question to Doug and to other people that want to call in, how often do you think this is happening? Are there other ways that we can address this? And to put your head in the sand, I think Doug is putting his head in the sand. I think to argue that there isn't an anti-immigrant movement in this country is false. Vicky in Lonsdale, you're on CCO. Vicky, do you think immigrant? Go ahead, you're on the air.
Okay, I do know that I had a friend that worked at the hospital in the border, and they did come back and forth, and they had their babies in there. But, you know, my background is German, French, Irish, English, and Scotch. So if I'm not an immigrant, I'm an American.
Right.
And I think that the people that have come from other countries, they just add so much in intelligence, in ability, and on the other hand, all the workers that come here. How many of you know a white family? I'm sorry, I'm white, that will roof your house. Who comes and roof your house?
Right.
It's always different nationalities, and I think we learned from them, and we should enjoy them. But I do think there is some way to change it when they do just come across the border, have a baby, and then go back.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm with you. Like
I understand.
And there, like, I'm not even trying to argue that this isn't happening. I mean, I think I read a CBS News report that about 1 in every 12 births in America is born to either an unauthorized immigrant or people with temporary legal status. I mean, this is the part of this that I think people ignore. This idea that it's only people who are here illegally who are having babies. It's also people who have temporary legal status. You're here on a work permit. You are allowed in under an asylum application that hasn't been heard, and then you have a baby. Are people manipulating that system? Of course. Like, have they been manipulating that for a long time? Yes. Is throwing out birthright citizenship the solution? Like, to me, that's not the solution. I would rather see better border security. That would be my choice.
Well, they've got a better route to citizenship. A lot of the people that want to be here, they want to be citizens. My God, it takes a lot of money.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, and Vicky, thank you for the call, because I think what Vicky's saying is I would take people's library of complaints about immigration much more seriously if they were coupled with an actual plan to make it easier for people who are here and have been here for 20 years or 10 years or 7 years or whatever and are contributing citizens. But instead, all you hear is villainization. Tom is in Chaska. Tom, you're on CCO. Thanks for listening. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I heard part of what Doug was saying, and I don't agree with him If the Constitution says what it says, then we have to abide by what the Constitution says.
Yeah.
And I say that because we start changing things in part of the Constitution here, then they're going to expect us to change things in other parts of the Constitution. That document was written for a reason. But I'm going back to the purpose of my call.
Sure.
I do not have a problem. I do not have a problem with immigrants being here legally and doing things jumping through the hoops they're supposed to jump through for legal citizenship.
Yep.
I think they do make the country stronger. They bring with them things that we don't know about. We are exposed to potentially, whatever the case may be. And I don't want to sound, I guess, prejudiced or racist or anything here, but I look at some of the people that are doing construction work. They're out in this heat and humidity doing work that a lot of Native Americans you wouldn't find willing to do, Jason. And so
it's true.
I just think that they bring with them something that is a benefit to the United States. Now, at the same time, I don't agree with having illegals in the country draining our welfare system. That is a drain on your tax. That's a drain on your taxes as well as mine.
I'm with you on that. Thank you, Tom. I mean, I do think there are some similarities when people say, like, I support the legal immigration. Yeah, that's the easy position to have. Everybody supports people who do it the quote unquote right way. And for everyone who's saying, I'm glad that there are people who are immigrants who are doing the roofing and doing the farming. Part of the reason you have immigrants doing that job, a good chunk of whom are here illegally. Part of the reason you have that is as a country, we went wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're not going to make a big deal out of it if you come here and work and don't make trouble. And so today to be like, no, now we are making a big deal of it, to me is a little bit of garbage. And it's a lot an indictment of the fact that we haven't addressed this issue since the Reagan years. Let's break. Ryan, Jack, hang on. Tons of texts coming in. Appreciate it. 651-461-9226. Talking about immigration, the Supreme Court says, no, you cannot get rid of birthright citizenship without changing the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. Drive Time back in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Don't miss your chance to save on tech, chairs, custom print, school supplies, and more. It all ends July 4th. Staples, that was easy.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The Taste of Minnesota is back in downtown Minneapolis. July 3rd from 4 to 10 p.m. July 4th from noon to 10 p.m. with an all-Minnesota lineup. Admission is free, and once you get there, sample bites and beverages from over 50 vendors. Plus a giant family fun zone with puppies, entertainment, and fun. The most free, safe, and inclusive way to spend your 4th of July. For all the details, visit tasteofmn.com.
This year, America celebrates 250 years, 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I think it's absolutely flawless. Whoever's idea was that is a genius.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
So many calls and texts and comments on our live video stream. You can always watch our show on YouTube or on Facebook or on my X account at DeRushaJ. We stream video, and there's a live chat that you can participate in. Mark says, Jason, you want open borders. Mark, I love Mark. He's in the YouTube chat a lot, and I don't think he listens to the words that come out of my mouth very often. I mean, literally, I said, I do not want open borders. And the solution to the issue, especially the issue that President Donald Trump has been talking about when it comes to birthright citizenship and sort of birth tourism, if you will, the president's been talking about Chinese billionaires who are essentially hiring surrogates or coming here and having whatever, and then their kids become American. I mean, the solution is stronger borders, stronger enforcement. We will ask Joe Tamburino at 4:05 if there are ways you could legislatively sort of deal with this idea of birth tourism. But what I would say is what one of our texters, 763er, says, Jason, we've always had people coming across the border to give birth. So be it. This outrage is all about racism, pure and simple. Trump feeds it. Ryan's in Minneapolis. Ryan, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging through the break. Do you think America is stronger with immigrants? And am I off base by saying that I'm for sure feeling a much more vocal anti-immigrant attitude, not just anti-illegal immigrant, anti-immigrant attitude in America?
Hello?
You're on, Ryan. Go for it.
You're feeling anti-immigrant?
No. I'm detecting that there is an anti-immigrant movement in America, and I don't like it.
Well, I guess I'll be the white Christian nationalist on the show. That's what you label me. What exactly do Somalians and people of North African descent in the Middle East bring to this country? It's no dislike of them, but how are they coming?
I mean, it sounds pretty dislike. It sounds like a lot of dislike, to be honest, when that's the opener, Ryan.
Well, they stick with their own communities, do business within their own communities, and they don't date interracially. They're not friends with anyone else. But I suppose your response is going to be because it's because of all the white racist people.
I mean, Ilhan
They're
Omar
part
has
of
a
a
white
different
husband, I believe, and I imagine if we had talk radio in 1918, people would be calling in saying the same thing about Italians and Germans, right?
A little different. A little different.
How so?
The
What's
Italians and
different?
Germans weren't murdering people.
The Italian mob back in the day,
Women and children and dogs.
it was exactly the same, Ryan. It was exactly the same. And
Comparing the Italians and Germans of 1920 to Muslims coming here from the Middle East today.
yeah,
I'm-
this
th-
same
that- that's the
attitude,
problem.
this same legal attitude, and the same stuff was coming up in the years before the Great Depression. In the 1920s was the last time that you saw this sort of huge surge of nationalism. Part of my big picture concern about what we're seeing kind of fomenting out in the community right now is that it lines up with a lot of stuff that was popping before the Great Depression. And so I am concerned that we are repeating history and sort of going through a lot of the same stuff we were going through in the 20s.
So you're worried about repeating history. That being said, what has happened every time Muslims have migrated, invaded a country over the last 1,500 years? Riddle me that. Oh, can you tell me? You take a look at Syria and Iran of the 70s.
Yeah.
Take a look at those countries.
You've
then
never
take a
seen
look at them today.
Christians invade a country and have war. I mean, yes, look, religious. So you're combining a lot of different things. Are you mad about the religion of people who are coming here? Or are you mad about the race of the people who are coming here?
The race has nothing to do with the race.
It's the
People south
religion.
of the border, Mexican people, they tend to 95% of Mexican people embrace the American dream more than most.
So what's your
Born
evidence
Americans
that the Somalis who are here are not embracing the American dream? When I walk through downtown Minneapolis and I see security officers, for example, at all of our buildings, it's got to be 80% Somalis. That sounds like people going to work, trying to make their community stronger, trying to make a life for their family. It sounds pretty familiar to any other immigrant group that's come here to me.
Their community stronger. So you are honestly going to tell me that bringing that group of people over here has made Minnesota stronger? They have been an addition to our culture, our society, not just economically, but they've brought positive things over here.
Yes. I do think there's a lot of negative things. We've also talked very directly and openly on this show about the fraud challenge and how the fact that that culture of fraud is largely based in the Somali community. Now, look, Somalis.
Aside.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just talking culturally.
Yes, culturally, and of course there are good people. Of course there are.
Right.
I'm not.
No, I get it. I'm not suggesting that you're saying that everyone is bad, but you're saying that the overall. So let me ask you this question: what do you do about it? What do you do?
Complete and total remigration. Do you understand that they breed at a rate of 5.7 to 1?
All right, but that's like enough. Like what Ryan is saying, you could apply that same logic to the Hmong when they came here as refugees. And 25 years ago, there was a lot of conversation about concern about Hmong gangs. And today, you look at the second generation, third generation Hmong, and you're seeing business owners, you're seeing mayors, you're seeing an incredible contribution to the community. You could have the same conversation about Latinos, Mexicans who are moving. We could do this with everybody. Jack in Stillwater. Jack, thanks for hanging on.
Sure.
Tough act to follow there, but go ahead.
I don't know how to follow that. One thing I will say that came to mind is I think Doug did it when he said 98% of Americans, blah, blah, blah. And this last caller said 95% of Mexicans. All right, anybody that's throwing out statistics like that and just making them up,
yeah.
I mean, that's lying, okay? That's just a complete lie.
If we're in the 90s,
but back
yeah.
but back to Doug on the, if 98% of Americans didn't want illegal immigrants here, then they can change the amendment. I mean, all we need is what is it, 2/3 or 3/4 of the states? I mean, if that really were even remotely true, the amendment could be changed and both parties would be, completely aligned around doing it. And they're not. It's just immigration, something that I think they don't want to touch. But there is something else about, I volunteer and work with an immigrant aid organization. And one thing I've found that's super common with my friends that lean left or friends that lean right is people will say things like, well, I don't want them to be here if they don't want to be here, or they need to assimilate. And nobody can give you a true definition of what they mean by that assimilation. The last caller was saying it's something about staying within their own communities, and you were absolutely right. It's historically happened over and over again. It did in this state. The Scandinavian language was really common, and English wasn't known. It's difficult to learn, another language.
Yeah.
The other one is they'll tell you that they're okay with immigration as long as it's legal. But not one person that I've asked, friends of mine that I've asked, has been able to answer me even remotely accurately what it takes to be a legal immigrant to the United States. So everybody says
do it the right way. Do it the right way. Yeah.
What it means.
Right.
No clue.
And let's give people a right way. I mean, I do think there is there are multiple reasons that people have these anti-immigrant attitudes right now. Some of it, I think, is fear. You look at some of it is racism, I think, but some of it is just genuine fear where, again, part of why I think we are mirroring what happened before the Great Depression is that we are on the precipice of a massive economic shift. And we're seeing it with this K-shaped economy, the rich getting richer, people in the middle feeling like they have no hope. I worry that we're headed towards that again. And so some of these sort of really intense cultural arguments are similar things that were going on in the 20s. And so I'm not super surprised to see it. But it is disappointing.
All we need is leaders like I'll throw it out there, Hitler, to just find a scapegoat. I was surprised that the whole Muslim thing came up with this last caller. I mean, that was Donald Trump 1.0, right? Everything was bad about the Muslims. They're going to get you in the middle of the night. It's to build that fear, to give everybody this feeling that, let's just go get them, and I can now trust, this leadership.
Thanks,
it's
Jack.
Plain wrong.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's not to say that there aren't challenges and there aren't problems, but deal with the problems. If you got a crime problem, deal with it. If you have a fraud problem, deal with it. Go after that. But this sort of villainizing of entire communities, and really it's extended to just immigration, period. On the week of the 250th anniversary of America, I think some people need to recenter themselves as to what it really means to be American. Let's break. In a minute, I want to talk about, a story that was huge here in the Twin Cities yesterday. A Minneapolis City Council member stood up and said, I need to take a month off to go into outpatient intense treatment for depression. Today, that conversation came to a Republican in the U.S. Congress. Well, but it's very different. It's very different. And I think it's less satisfying. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
How you feeling about your wardrobe? It's Jason here for J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina. Absolutely love this family, great family. The Halberstats, who have been getting it done in Minnesota for more than 50 years, 3 generations. You got Halberstats in St. Cloud, but now here at the Galleria, you've got J.H. and Sons. Jeff Halberstadt and his sons doing an amazing job, because what I want when I'm shopping for clothes is an expert, and I want help. And I think a lot of guys, it's a little like you go to a giant department store, it's a little uncomfortable. You're like, I don't know do I trust this person to help me out? If you go see Chuck or Bryce or Alicia or Dean at J.H. and Sons, you can rest assured that you've got decades of experience in making men look and feel incredible. So if you need a suit, they got you. If you need a tux, oh my goodness, do they have you covered. But let's dial it down. If you're looking for something great for a vacation, some resort wear, maybe you need a top-notch Italian pair of jeans. Oh, or how about just looking good for date night? Go check it out. Get the Galleria in Edina. You can sign up for their VIP email list. That is at jhandsons.com.
Why is everyone so quiet? What are we listening to?
Dude, it's News Talk 830 WCCO. Breaking news, smart conversation, hosts who get it. Vanita gets the morning going. Adam and Jordana have fun disagreements. Chad asks the best questions. Jason recaps the news day, and Henry keeps things going at night. It's Minnesota with a brain and a pulse. Huh.
Hey, what are we listening to?
Dude, it's News Talk 830 WCCO. Breaking news, smart conversation, hosts who get it. Vanita gets the morning.
I think you got the message.
Hey, now it's your turn. Help spread the word. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Dave Lee for Aquarius, your independent authorized Connecticut dealer. Are you ready for the worry-free water your family deserves? This summer, trade in your old water softener and trade up to a Connecticut system. Say goodbye to hard water, rust stains, and contaminants. And hello to worry-free water with an additional $500 off on top of some great summer sale pricing. Schedule your free water test today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash working on 694 eastbound near 5th Avenue up in the area of 35W. That just cleared out in the last couple of minutes here. If you're going to be driving through the area, still got a little bit of congestion in play as you come away from Silver Lake Road heading over to Highway 10. 610 eastbound, watching slowdowns there from 169 to Highway 252. West 94 is jammed up as you make it between Carmichael Road and the St. Croix River. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
You may have heard it's hot out. B&M Tree Service bringing us the weather forecast. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Tough sleeping without the AC again tonight. Clouds are going to increase. We only cool back to 72. And yes, it stays humid. We could have some rain showers, a few isolated thunderstorms early tomorrow morning, much like this morning. And then thunderstorms are possible in the evening after a pretty dry day. 88 will be the high, still humid, partly cloudy on Thursday with more storms possible late with a high up near 90.
Feels like 97 in St. Paul. It is 92 on CCO.
Where curiosity hits the gas. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All we ever had is over.
There's a lot of talk yesterday about the mental health challenges of a couple of Minneapolis city council members, and one of them, Aisha Chugtai, announced that she was immediately taking a 1-month leave from her position so she could get outpatient, rigorous care for depression. I absolutely want Aisha Chugtai to get better. I am glad that she is taking a month to focus on herself. And I think all of you, if you are clinically depressed or clinically dealing with mental health challenges, you need to take care of yourself. We need you to take care of yourself. Aisha Chugtai told us what she was going to do and why before she did it. A lot of the conversation on the show yesterday from listeners involved, I think, reasonably around the fact that the 3 Minneapolis City Council members who have been out front about struggling with mental health issues have all been young. Aisha Chugtai is 28, Oren Chowdhury of Ward 12. She is 29. Robin Wansley said she struggled with a lot of these mental health challenges as well. She's 34. And so part of the conversation was, are young people, on a positive sense, are young people more willing to talk about this? Are they more willing to take care of these challenges? And on a negative side, are people in their low 20s to mid 30s equipped for a high stress job? I share that as backdrop because today 57-year-old U.S. Congressman Thomas Keene Jr. finally came forward after 4 months where this guy was MIA. Nobody knew what he was doing. Gone for 4 months. He's a Republican. So all of the Republicans yesterday who texted in or called in upset about these DSA-aligned Minneapolis City Council members for their mental health challenges, we give you the sort of half explanation from Republican Tom Keene.
So I believe that I owe an explanation to the people of New Jersey's 7th District,
I'd say,
my colleagues in this chamber,
yes,
and to the American people
Let's hear
for my
it.
absence.
Here it comes.
Several months ago, due to health concerns, I entered the hospital for some testing. I did not believe that this would result in a long-term stay. I was given the diagnosis of depression. The doctors recommended that I remain in the hospital to address my illness. They explained to me that this would be the fastest way to recovery.
All right. Sounds good, right? The last time he was in the house was March 5th. And so he had said he thought he was going to return in just a couple of weeks. But it's been 4 months. Been 4 months. Never said he was being treated for depression. I get, especially if you're 57, maybe you don't want to come forward and say I'm depressed. I don't know. Would you vote for this guy again? Hell no. If he were 100% aligned with me on politics, I would still not vote for him. Your medical history and your challenges, it's your right to decide how you want to share that information. If you work in accounts payable, all right? It is not your right as an elected official to disappear for 4 months and not tell people what's going on. And do we believe it? 4 months? I don't know. I guess why would you come back other than yesterday a CNN reporter spotted this guy sitting on his porch? Now, I don't think that he likely was just, I don't know. I guess I don't know what to think. You don't think the guy was probably I got to take a 4-month vacation from being a congressman. But the idea that he was hospitalized, and he didn't even say, he left so much unanswered, right? So he said he was tested. Doctors recommended he stay in the hospital. Oh, was he in the hospital? I don't know. How long was he in the hospital? Was he? And why wouldn't you just say it? Why wouldn't you say it? This is a major issue in the U.S. Congress, right? So people who were freaking out yesterday about city council members. Remember, Mitch McConnell was hospitalized for a couple of weeks ago. Did Mitch McConnell's office ever tell you what was going on? Not really. Now, John Fetterman has been open about his struggle with depression. And I just think this openness does a lot of good for the regular person who might be feeling embarrassed about it. I sympathize with Tom Keene. I do. But he missed more than 100 House votes and has been in straight up hiding for 4 months. That's not acceptable. It's not. It's not acceptable. Andrew says better to apologize after the fact than ask permission.
But isn't that the thing we want to try and reverse here?
Yeah.
Because there is a social stigma when it comes to mental health issues. We talked about this yesterday.
No doubt.
And so isn't the point, I mean, I get, being upset because it was a 4-month absence, but if he's in a hospital and that's what doctors are telling him he's got to do to take care of himself.
Was he?
Well, again,
he didn't say.
He didn't. He did say that that's where he was.
No, he said that he went in for testing. I mean,
that's why he was absent. Okay, fine. My point is simply this.
I mean, I hate to parse the words,
I get it.
You sort of open yourself up when you're not transparent.
But my point is, if we really are dedicated to moving mental health treatment forward in this country and lessening the stigma, is the right thing to do to clobber this guy because he was a little inelegant with his words right now, or is it to hold it up and say Aisha Chugtai did it the right way, came out right in front and said something? And I'd rather this guy came out and said something on the back end than not say anything at all. So let's take this as an opportunity to say we need better mental health coverage in this country. We need better access to treatment. We need better access to people, professionals who are well-trained in how to treat illnesses like this. So it doesn't wind up as a month-long or a 4-month-long separation from your job.
No. 1 month I'll give you. 1 month is fine.
I mean, but aren't we being arbitrary at that point?
No, because
why is 1 month fine and 6 weeks?
You have a duty to your district. He missed 100 votes and never told anybody where he was.
That part of it you want to be critical about, the not telling anybody.
That's the issue.
But if you got to miss it,
you can take 4 months. I'm not upset. Thank you for clarifying that. I'm not upset about you taking 4 months. If you need 4 months, you should take it. But you got to tell people way before 4 months because now, no good. We'll break. You're welcome to weigh in at any time. 651-461-9226.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Livia Weight Control Centers did it again. All they do is win gold. Once again, best of Minnesota, best weight loss company, 6 years in a row. Why? Because they've absolutely changed my life and they've changed the life of so many others. Now, because I've been involved with Livia for 4 years, I lost 45 pounds. I kept all that weight off. I sort of thought I knew everything about Livia, but Livia keeps evolving. And I was talking with the team over there the other day, and there is frankly a lot that I did not know. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, I want you to get to Livia.com because we all know Livia helps people lose weight and keep it off. They've done it for me. They've done it for thousands. But they're also offering the medical weight loss management. They've got GLP-1 support. They're doing hormone health. There's a variety of wellness services. Livia is way more than just losing weight. You want to improve your energy? You want to feel your best? Livia.com. Tell them you heard about it on WCCO. Congratulate them for being gold best weight loss company and check out Livia.com.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Jason is an avid hiker. During a recent hike, a mountain lion appeared. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna Less Lethal Launcher, scaring off the mountain lion. Byrna Less Lethal Launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds. Visit BYRNA, Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality.
Fresh paint inside, fresh flowers outside. Summer at your house is looking good. During July 4th deals at Lowe's, buy one, get one free. Select interior paint via mail-in rebate. Plus, get 2 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annual hanging baskets for just $15. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for details and requirements. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility. Luther Kia of Bloomington now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog that they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Our front paws, hands or feet.
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Amber Scholl, Scholl & Associates, American Family Insurance. North 100 jammed up, Excelsior Boulevard to 394. West 94 slows, 169 to Weaver Lake Road, 694 eastbound. That's plugged up. Silver Lake Road, heading up toward Rice Street. Check what matters most with Amber Scholl, Scholl & Associates with American Family Insurance. From your home to your car to your dreams, Amber Scholl and her team are here to help you every step of the way. Call Amber Scholl today, 651-738-4811 to learn more. Visit amfam.com. Terry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast is heat advisory until 9 o'clock tonight. The low will only be 72 degrees. Tomorrow, rain early, storms possible by the evening. 88 is the high and 89. On Thursday, right now in Lakeville, Minnesota, it is 92. Feels like 100 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
He's known for the slow burn. He wanted to keep it organic, and I'm still begging for it. More controversy.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Continental Diamond time check right now. It's 3:56. Time to get to ContinentalDiamond.com. Check out their amazing selection of pre-owned luxury timepieces. You got a watch that you want to offload? Get it to Continental Diamond. This is something else. We are watching Serena Williams, who is 44 years old, beginning her Wimbledon comeback against Maya Joint, who is 20. 44-year-old Serena against 20-year-old Australian
The 20-year-old has advantage right now and
Well,
just,
as we were gonna
just
say,
won the match.
Ending her comeback at Wimbledon.
Serena looks, first of all, it's incredible.
Yes.
It's absolutely incredible to see Serena come back and play in Wimbledon again. She looked tired. You're 44. You think about it, and I was thinking about today, like, you hit a certain age in life, and you realize there are just things you
can't do
anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, if you guys have things that you miss, but it's got to be next level if you are an elite athlete, where your whole life has been around that. No matter what other chapter you create for yourself, the ovation she's getting, it's pretty cool.
That's what I was talking about earlier is, imagine you're this 20-year-old kid playing at Wimbledon, achieving a dream of your own.
Right.
But suddenly you're in center court because of who you're playing, and everybody in the stadium is rooting against you. What a mind job that had to be for her.
It's amazing. It is what sports can be about. That perseverance, that battle to get back in the game, that desire to never give up. Her first singles match in nearly 44 years. Down she goes, but what a moment. Impressive win for the Australian. 20 years old. How about that? You're against a legend of the game. ABC News straight ahead.
If you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Lindsay Gillen, DC, of Aspire Integrated Health. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet, hands, and legs.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms are numbness, tingling, burning, muscle cramps, coldness in hands or feet, and problems with balance.
So is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
Call 651-504-3333 today to schedule a nerve damage screening.
This screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a good candidate for our innovative treatment program.
Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe that nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. Call 651-504-3333. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 651-504-3333. Dr. Lindsay Gillen, DC. Results may vary.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting. Always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some Power Bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Still live, still local, still listening. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Before closing out the current term, the Supreme Court issued decisions on remaining cases. In one of the biggest, justices blocked President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship. ABC News legal contributor James Sample says it reaffirms people born in the U.S. are U.S. citizens under the 14th Amendment.
This is a ruling that was an issue that was never a close question. Every single court that looked at this executive order said it was unconstitutional. Today's ruling is not just a victory for birthright citizenship, it's a victory for the principle that you cannot rewrite the 14th Amendment with the stroke of an executive pen.
In another closely watched case, the Supreme Court upheld a ban on trans athletes from playing in women and girls sports. Here's ABC's Devin Dwyer.
29 states that have similar laws as West Virginia will continue to stand. And I will note that 21 states don't have bans on transgender athletes. Those are unaffected by this decision, but certainly a blow to that transgender community and student athletes on this last day of Pride Month.
Indirect talks to finalize a peace deal between U.S. and Iran took place in Qatar today. U.S. delegates met with mediators, but not with Iranian officials. Following last week's back-to-back earthquakes in Venezuela, officials say the death toll has risen with nearly 2,000 confirmed deaths. ABC's James Longman is in Venezuela.
The devastation is near absolute. Either every building completely demolished or very badly damaged. Rescue crews are still picking through the rubble. There is hope here that maybe, possibly, survivors might be found. A real danger, though,
Now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Partly cloudy and 91 degrees at 4:02. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Fry. More than 24 Minneapolis gang members face federal charges related to a drug trafficking scheme. Those 25 individuals are accused of bringing hundreds of thousands of doses of fentanyl into South Minneapolis, according to U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen, who says much of the activity was centered around neighborhoods near Lake Street.
The drug trafficking of these defendants, we allege, has contributed to a general escalation of violence, including deadly violence, in the city of Minneapolis.
2 members of those gangs now face murder charges as well. The Supreme Court has upheld Birthright citizenship, a move that Hamline University professor David Schultz says is significant.
The court rejected claims to say that, well, you have to be legal in the United States for it to apply. And it also, by the fact that it rendered on constitutional grounds, the only way you could overturn this opinion is either by adopting a constitutional amendment, which is nearly impossible anymore, or getting the court to change its mind, which I don't think it's going to.
The Supreme Court rejected President Donald Trump's executive order declaring that children born to parents who are in the United States illegally or temporarily are not American citizens. The U.S. Marine Corps has called off its search for a Minnesota Marine who was declared dead over the weekend after he was lost at sea during training operations off the Southern California coast. 21-year-old Armando Canseco of Richfield was declared dead Saturday. He'd gone missing just 2 days prior from the San Diego-based USS Anchorage. Specifics about that incident have not been released. A Brooklyn Park man's in custody following a deadly crash that claimed the life of a 27-year-old Evelyn woman. It happened around 10:30 last night on I-94 in Eau Claire. The Wisconsin State Patrol says the truck drifted off the road, vaulted, and came to a stop on the median. That woman died at the scene. Another passenger from St. Michael was not hurt. Minnesota's Office of Public Service visited a Twin Cities food shelf today to highlight how it's looking to connect more residents to public service opportunities. Office of Public Service Director Shireen Jude.
In our state, over 1.8 million people volunteer annually. And we want to make sure that Minnesota stays the #1 state for public service. This new office is a resource for people looking to engage more deeply, to explore new sectors, and contribute to our state.
8 organizations received grants to bolster their efforts in providing access to public service opportunities. Governor Tim Walz declared this month as Public Service Month. That's in honor of Melissa and Mark Hortman. Coming up on 4:05, traffic and weather on the way.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Lyuna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Got a crash working.
And here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
It stays hot and humid into the night again tonight. 72 the overnight low. We could see some showers, isolated thunderstorms early tomorrow. I think a good chunk of the day is going to be dry with a high up near 88. Of course, it stays humid. Showers and thunderstorms are possible. There could be some severe weather just southeast of the Twin Cities tomorrow evening. Partly cloudy with rain and storms possible again late on Thursday with a high of 89.
All right, thank you, Chris. Partly cloudy, 91 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minnesota's meeting spot to hear what's going on. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
Well, huge rulings out of the Supreme Court today. Some
wins for the president of the United States, some not, which I think is pretty interesting, especially in a time where so many people seem to think that the court is just lined up with whoever appointed it, and that's sort of how it goes. Welcome to Drive Time. Big rulings on birthright citizenship and on transgender people in sports. The sports ruling, I don't think will have a huge effect on Minnesota, although it probably is going to put Minnesota right in the crosshairs of a political campaign that is already well underway. Joe Tamburino is our legal analyst. He is with us in studio to make sense of all of it. Joe, it's good to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Why don't we start with birthright citizenship? We talked a little bit about what I find troubling, although historically there is precedent for a very anti-immigrant attitude, which I think we see today in the United States. People say they're anti-illegal immigration, but then they're not really for any sort of way to make it more legal for people. This ruling, why don't you lay out what the court said today? Because it was pretty overwhelming where they said, no, the ability to become a citizen if you are born on American soil is part of our Constitution.
That's exactly right. And most legal scholars, way above my pay grade, most have thought that Trump administration would lose this one because it is very well settled law. You really would have to change the 14th Amendment. I mean, that's the only recourse that the moving party, the Trump administration, would have. Because under the Barbara case, what they did is they said, look, the 14th Amendment really does say that if you're here in the country, whether illegally or not, and your child is born on American soil, it's an American citizen. Now, there have been some congressional laws back in the 1930s and 40s that changed some of it because they exclude things like, if you're at the embassy, if you're an ambassador from China and, your spouse gives birth, your wife gives birth to a child here in the United States, no, that's not going to count. But if you're here legally, illegally, on a green card or not, or, simply here on a month of vacation, yes, under the 14th Amendment, you're going to be an American citizen.
And I understand why people have strong opinions about whether this is a smart policy in today's day and age. But part of what I find reassuring about the Supreme Court is that the analysis is not, is this a good idea or a bad idea? It is, what does the Constitution say? Now, one of the justices did say these guys love to sort of find an out if they can find an out. And it was Justice Kavanaugh who wrote his opinion based on a law that Congress passed.
Right. That's what I referenced. That's exactly right.
But it doesn't really matter, right? No. Because 5 agreed that this is bedrock 14th Amendment stuff.
That's right. And Kavanaugh was the 6th. He did what's called a concurrence opinion. But it doesn't matter. The majority still won. What's interesting is the Chief Justice, John Roberts, he was the author of the main opinion. And I believe the opinion was 26 pages long. But the dissent written by Justice Thomas was, I think, 91 pages long. I skimmed through that really fast. But so it was very interesting that the dissent is basically 3 times the amount of pages. Now, people are saying, well, the proponents to end birthright citizenship is saying, well, what can we do now? The only thing you could do right now is change the Constitution.
Because the president said, I want Congress to take this up. But it sort of sounds like that is a non-starter based on what this...
They could take it up, but what are they going to do? What you really would have to do is you would have to change the 14th Amendment. And how do you do that? Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution explains how to do that. You would need super majorities in Congress. That would mean 2/3 of the Senate, 2/3 of the House. Then it would have to be ratified by 3/4 of the states. There's only been, out of all of our history, 250 years, I believe, 27 amendments to the Constitution. So it's a Herculean task. I doubt that would happen.
Joe Tamburino is with us. So could you limit it, though? Would there be a way to say, and I think what our listeners have been sort of rebelling against, and I understand why, it's very untoward and not really the intent of what this amendment was, for people to sneak over the border and have a baby, and boom, now you've got an American citizen.
Right.
So is there a way you could maybe pass some limitations on this, the birth tourism type thing?
It would be difficult, but one way you could do it, and this would be with people who come here legally or by way of visa or by way of travel, you could make it a requirement or an agreement with the parties. You could try this. I'm not saying it would pass constitutional muster, that when you come here to study, say at the University of Minnesota, and you're going to be here a year, you by agreement will agree that if you have a child here, that's not going to be a U.S. citizen. Am I saying that that's going to pass constitutional muster? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that's one thing
that could be a
try.
workaround.
That's right. The other thing that you could try is, and there's an old saying in the law that today's dissent in an opinion may be tomorrow's majority opinion in some other case. So when the president says we're going to have Congress revisit this, I mean, good luck with that, because I think it's going to be difficult. But say he does get that, and then 20 years from now, some case percolates through the system, it's a different Supreme Court, and they interpret the 14th Amendment differently. That could happen.
The president has raised concern about, Chinese billionaires paying to have American kids. I guess I look at this overall issue and think most of this stuff has always been going on. You have people sneaking over the border. You have people trying to manipulate the system. And as a society, we've sort of persevered. I don't know that it's as big of a, when you look at all the issues out there, for me, I don't know that this is the one. But I guess for the president, this is one where he thought maybe he had a shot.
He did. And remember, this is the one where he went to the argument at the Supreme Court.
He was there.
He was there.
Do you think that backfired?
In a way I do, because, when you go to the Supreme Court, and I have never had the pleasure, I've never had any chance of getting to the U.S. Supreme Court. I would love to on some case, but I never had thus far. But when you're there, from everything I've read, experienced, talked to people, they really do, no matter what people think in society, they really do try to keep the politics and the protests and everything else at the door. And they really do want you to argue the law, statutes, constitutional law, case law. Now, many times people will say, well, I lost, and I shouldn't have lost, and it was a political decision, what have you. But I think by the president being there, that really could have backfired because, let's face it, President Trump says so many things on social media, so many things. I mean, he talks to the press all the time, and many times what he has said in public has been clearly used against him in court.
Joe Tamburino is with us. The other major decision today is the Supreme Court allowing states to bar or ban transgender athletes from girls' sports. And in Minnesota, the state allows transgender athletes to take part in girls' sports, but 27 states have restrictions on that. And the court said, you know what? These restrictions, it's up to the state, but it is not a violation of what?
Equal protection.
Equal protection.
Going back to the 14th Amendment again, this was another case that is not a surprise. It wasn't a surprise that birthright citizenship was going to be upheld. And it wasn't a surprise that they were going to say actual biological sex is what matters under Title IX and the Equal Protection Clause. In that decision, what it said is Title IX, back when it was passed in 1971, Nixon administration, clearly what Congress was thinking, what was passed is biological sex, not how you identify yourself, not how, you portray yourself to the world, not how whatever type of medical procedures you go through or medications you're on. It's actual biological sex. So what the Supreme Court said is it's not what you're hearing out there that this is a ban on transgender athletes. That's not it. What it is if you have a state that says, just like West Virginia or Idaho in this case, we will not allow biological males who are transgender females to compete in female athletics, that's fine. You could do that under the Constitution. Or if you don't want to do that and continue with like Minnesota is continuing, that's fine too. But bans on transgender athletes are not violative of the U.S. Constitution. But you're absolutely right, Jason, when you said, is this going to be a big political issue? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be.
They're going to hold up this ruling
Oh.
and say, you got to
Well,
get it together, Minnesota.
Plus, with some of the language that was used in the decision, and I have it in front of me. I mean, this is straight out of the decision. What is more, forcing women and girls to play against biological males can deter some women and girls who would otherwise participate in sports from doing so. So there's understandable concern about suffering serious injury or participating in what they view as unfair competition. There's so much language in this decision that will be used in political campaigns.
Most Americans, I mean, the public opinion polling on this is not even close.
Not even close.
Most Americans believe, especially at the high school level,
Oh,
that it's a matter of fairness and it's a matter of protecting the fact that we created teams for girls to play in. If you just had sports, well, then everybody could compete in the same team.
Mhm.
But there's a reason you have a girls basketball team.
Sure. That's right. That's right. There's a reason why you have a girls softball team, why you have women's tennis, because you don't want to have a biological male who is presumably much stronger than the female athlete who's going to dominate everything. So,
It's hard. Like, I do appreciate how Justice Kavanaugh in this case wrote that this should not be an excuse for people to villainize transgender Americans.
That's right.
And of course it is, so that's the rub on this. And the motivation of some of the people in this case is questionable. But Kavanaugh, I thought, he was a girls basketball coach himself.
Yeah.
So he brought that experience to the table.
He did. And but again, what you raised in terms of, is this going to be a political issue? I mean, I could basically guarantee right now this will be a major issue in the gubernatorial race.
Oh, no doubt.
There is no doubt about
We
that.
already got the press release from Lisa Damon's campaign. And
This is going to be a huge issue.
Joe Tamburino with us. One final question, Joe. We know with the Supreme Court, I think a lot of Americans are skeptical of the judiciary. And whenever a ruling comes out, people are immediately, who appointed that judge? In this case, we saw Donald Trump lose a bunch of cases that he was trying for. Of the biggies, he lost birthright citizenship. He lost mail-in ballots. He lost
mail-in ballots. The tariffs.
Tariffs. He lost his E. Jean Carroll thing. He lost a lot of things, and it's a majority conservative court.
That's right. And I think that goes back to what we were talking about, how for the most part, you really try to keep politics outside of that Supreme Court courtroom and chambers. Now, is it altogether doable all the time? No. I mean, people are human beings. Of course it's not. But for the most part, we have a very solid judiciary. And for the most part, the rule of law prevails.
Joe Tamburino with us. We appreciate you coming in and sharing this insight as this story just breaking today, the last day of session. And here we go.
Thank
Joe.
you for having me on.
All right. 420. It's Twins Ticket Tuesday, by the way. So we are thanking Luther Kia Bloomington, brand new sponsor of Twins Ticket Tuesday. We appreciate them. Go check out their showroom today or visit lutherkiabloomington.com. 4-pack of tickets for next Friday, July 10th. Twins and Angels going into the All-Star break. And after that game, they're doing wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, the Brawl in the Ballpark. So go to twins.com/brawl or keep listening for the sounder. And if you are caller 3, you will win that 4-pack. Drive time back in just a minute.
DeRusha, tuned up and rolling, thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
Last night, I was bringing back Brat Summer. If you go to my Instagram page, DeRusha J, you can see that Brat Summer is alive and well. Do you remember when it was Brat Summer, the Charlie XCX song? It was all about brats. For me, Brat Summer is more about brats. It's Jason here for the Minnesota Pork Board. So grateful for those 3,000 family farmers every corner of the state. Oh, baby. Those pork brats I had last night were juicy, flavorful, delicious. Oh, my goodness. What kind of Minnesota pork are you going to have for dinner tonight? Maybe you need some inspiration. We all need inspiration. And a friend of mine asked yesterday if I had a good recipe for pork belly. And as luck should have it, I do. Taste what pork can do is the website. All sorts of amazing recipes and those crispy pork belly tostadas. A recipe from Chef Marcus Samuelson available for you right there at tastewhatporkcando.com. Get to your grocery store, get to your butcher shop, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
Jason is an avid hiker. During a recent hike, a mountain lion appeared. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna Less Lethal Launcher, scaring off the mountain lion. Byrna Less Lethal Launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds. Visit BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey, everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, you need to hear this message. The IRS can take aggressive action by hitting you with penalties, interest, wage garnishments, and bank levies. Thousands of Americans thought there was no hope until they realized there is a free alternative thanks to the USA Tax Network. People who have owed $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 or more are now reducing or even eliminating their tax debt after completing their free tax review. Go to notax33.com to request your free tax review and get connected with a tax resolution specialist. Explore options that may be available for your situation, including payment plan assistance, IRS negotiation support, tax resolution programs, and financial hardship solutions. Don't let the IRS take more of your hard-earned money. Save thousands and get connected with a tax resolution specialist to find out if you can reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. Go to notax33.com now to see if you may qualify. That's notax33.com. Paid advertisement. USA Tax Network is not a law firm, tax firm, or tax relief company. We do not provide tax advice or tax resolution services. We connect consumers with independent tax resolution providers.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
The ride home deserves better conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
There are two kinds of people in the world. There are people who are like me, and the second they get a dashboard light, they start freaking out. And then there are people like perhaps you that can drive around for 7 years with the check engine light on or the oil indicator flashing. For me, I was driving to work today. And the tire, man, if there's one invention I would like to get rid of, it is the tire. What do they call that thing? The tire pressure. There's like a name for it. Tire pressure, TPMS thing, right? Is that what it is? Someone text me at 651-461-9226. The It's the damn thing that if your tire pressure, which is supposed to be at 34 PSI, if it happens to be at 32, then you get the damn light. And I hate it. Like the light goes on in my car and I feel like I need to solve this, that my car is going to blow up if I don't repair the issue immediately. Now, if you are the kind of I would like to know what what sort of lunatic are you if you can drive around with a light activated on your car? Like, how many days can you drive with that light on before you're like, maybe I should get this checked out? Or do you never care? And if you never care, what is it like? Like, what is it like? That level of peace that you must have in your life? Like, how do you do it? Tell me your secrets, because I'm not an anxious person, Dan. You know this. Like, there isn't a ton that gets me super worked up.
This one does it, though, huh?
Well, as soon as that.
Well, it's understandable in the sense that if there is something genuinely wrong with the vehicle and you ignore it, that's going to be a very, very costly mistake on your part. And you'd rather not, make
fixing it is probably going to be costly too. That's
not as costly as not fixing it if there's a serious problem. But here's the deal. We all know it's all computerized now. And, and sometimes the computer has a brain fart and, the light comes on and the mechanic will tell you, you're fine. It's just the thing with the light. It's no big deal. So that's what everybody defaults to, thinking, well, if there's something seriously wrong, I'll hear some knocking. I'll hear, there'll be some smoke. There'll be something. So until there's something seriously wrong, I'm just going to assume the computer had a brain fart and we're just going to go with it.
Now, I think Andrew is onto something here where he says there are too many symbols. There should just be 3 lights. Green, everything is okay. Yellow, you can drive, but get checked soon. Red, don't drive. I agree.
Seems reasonable.
Too many lights. If you have to Google what the light means, now, are you one to get it fixed right away?
To be honest, it's been so long since I've had a dashboard light come on.
Wow,
I mean, and that's just pure luck. That's no skill on my part. But I think I'm just trying to put it this way.
For me, it's always the tire gauge.
Yeah, if the tire's an issue, I'll go fill it up. Actually, I've got a little mini air compressor, so I'll probably just fill it up on my own.
That is what I feel like we've talked about this before, and I should get one of these little compressors.
They're not that expensive.
You have a lot of crap in your car. I got a lot
of crap everywhere.
You got the compressor.
Yeah.
You were telling me before you've got like the sun.
Yeah, one of the window shades to protect.
Shade.
Yeah.
Does your sunshade, does it have like a flamingo on the outside?
No, it's just silver.
Is it like a reflective one?
Kind of, a little bit.
Have you considered getting like some sort of Star Wars creature?
No.
A Little Dipper? Maybe Orion?
That'd be fun. But no.
I am always slightly bemused by the people with the little reflectors, the sunshades, because you look and you think, and I don't like sitting down on in a pair of shorts on hot leather.
Sure.
But it's a little sticky. Move on with your day.
Well, that's just it. I mean, Harrigan rails about this all the time between noon and 3, and he's wrong, and that's okay because I love Dave. So I let him be wrong on this, but it really isn't so much to reduce the temperature of the interior of your car per se, because it doesn't, right? I mean, your car just gets warm with hot air. It happens, right? For me, the reason that I use it is if I have to park facing west as the sun sets and that sun drills my steering wheel, by the time I go to grab a hold of that steering wheel, it's like 800 degrees and I got 3rd-degree burns on my hands. So just having that barrier there, the steering wheel's still warm, but it's not going to burn me in that sense. And I think that's the biggest win of it. And it takes 2 seconds to put the thing up. It's not any big deal. Have you seen the ones on TikTok that open like an umbrella now?
No.
Yeah. So it's not even a whole unfolding thing.
So not only are you an aficionado, you actually, this has ended up in your algorithm?
It has ended up in the algorithm, yeah.
TikTok knows.
It does.
TikTok.
Spooky.
TikTok knows. Texture pointing out that they call these dashboard lights idiot lights for a reason when they come on. With the TOS light, it's already too late. Jason, I ended up buying 4 brand new tires for my car, and about 33 days later, the tire pressure light went on. I took it back at the dealer. They wanted $85 per tire to fix the sensors. Yeah. 3-year-old Honda was recently 2.5 quarts low on oil a month before the next oil change, and the dashboard light never came on. See, that's part of the deal, too. All right, let's break. Taste of Minnesota, free festival coming on this weekend. Great live music, 60 food vendors, including a great story about a relatively new local vendor. local restaurants. Sambusa, Samosa, they will join us in just a minute here on Drive Time.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Feel like yourself again. That is what Livia Weight Control Centers is all about. It is Jason here for the awesome local team at Livia. You know that Livia changed my life. You know that Livia traditionally has been all about weight loss, right? I went to Livia because I wanted to feel healthier. I wanted to be around for my kids years from now. And I said, can you guys help get me there? And Livia was like, yeah, we can. You set the goal, we'll help you get there. My goal was to lose 40 pounds. I lost 45. I've kept it off for 4 years. Livia is evolving, though, as the science evolves, as we all evolve. And there is a lot about Livia I did not know. If you go to livia.com, you'll find out, that, of course, losing weight, keeping it off, they're on it. Nutrition, yes. What about medical weight management? The science is evolving there so quickly. They're on it. GLP-1 support, hormone health. Oh, we're learning more and more about how your hormones tie into your weight loss, to your health. They got you covered there. All sorts of wellness, different options, whether you're looking to lose weight, improve your energy, or you just want to feel your best, you want to unlock some potential. That's what I think about Livia as. They're sort of like locksmiths. How do they unlock the potential that's already inside of you? They did it for me. They can do it for you. They're Minnesota's best weight loss company. Gold 6 years in a row. Get to livia.com today.
Hey, good neighbors. Henry Lake of the Lake Show here to tell you about some summertime fun I want you to have with me that supports a good cause. Giving back to our community, as you know, is a big deal for me. And now my partnership with Minnesota's best ice cream makers, Sebastian Joe's, has gotten better. We've created a new flavor. It's called the Henry Lake Project and will be available at all Sebastian Joe's locations June 23rd through Labor Day. And the proceeds from the Henry Lake Project will go to a phenomenal nonprofit, Project Success. Project Success motivates and inspires young people to dream about the future, helps them take steps to get there, and gives them the tools that they need to achieve their goals. Since 1994, Project Success has worked with over 225,000 students and counting. There is nothing better this summer than Sebastian Joe's ice cream that goes towards a great cause in our state. Learn more about the work that they do by going to projectsuccess.org. Buy a pint or two of the Henry Lake Project today.
Why sell your house the hard way when you can sell it the easy way? When you say yes to a guaranteed cash offer from Chris Lindahl Real Estate, you can skip the line, get in the fast lane, and get a fresh start in life. Go to chrislindahl.com.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You can save big. You bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you can save at Progressive.com.
Right now, Lindus Construction is offering free installation on labor on GAF asphalt shingles, Leaf Guard brand gutters, and siding. Just call 844-9-LINDUS, LINDUS, or on the web at lindusconstruction.com.
Chad back here with you on CCO. I want to talk insurance and the group I have trusted for 30 years. Not just me, my father, my boys. We have been with Amber Scholl and Associates the entire time. They are with American Family, and trust is the right word. When something awful happens with your business or your home or your car, you need people who are available. You need individuals who have a team, and they've handled every situation. Amber and her team have done that. Let's be honest. Insurance rates are complicated. You need someone who knows this business in all ways. And I wouldn't be with Amber for 30 years unless I totally believed in her. Call today, 651-738-4811, and tell me you heard this spot from Chad on CCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Slowdowns place traveling Cedar Avenue southbound 494 as you head down to the River Bridge, crossing the area of Old Shakopee Road's been cleared out of the way for you. South 35W jammed up 106th Street. Head down to Highway 13, watching slowdowns on South 169 as well, 494 to Old Shakopee Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
This message is brought to you by Hazy Little Thing from Sierra Nevada. Have you ever reached for a cheers when your favorite song comes on? You're ready to embrace the haze with Hazy Little Thing from Sierra Nevada. Hazy, citrusy, smooth, juicy but not sweet, hoppy but not bitter. America's best tasting hazy IPA for good reason. Hazy Little Thing. Enjoy responsibly.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, forecast time, and it's hot. You know it's hot, but we're watching for storms in the next couple of days. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Tough sleeping without the AC again tonight. Clouds are going to increase. We only cool back to 72, and yes, it stays humid. We could have some rain showers, a few isolated thunderstorms early tomorrow morning, much like this morning, and then thunderstorms are possible in the evening after a pretty dry day. 88 will be the high, still humid, partly cloudy on Thursday with more storms possible late, with a high up near 90.
90 would be nice. Right now, it's about 92, feels like 99 on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
You can't have people telling you 24/7 that you're great. You need people around you to say, hey, that's a bad idea.
On News Talk 830 WCCO. DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like your favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard. Drive Time now transitions into DeRusha Eats.
And DeRusha Eats is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. This weekend is one of the most fun, free festivals the Twin Cities has to offer. Taste of Minnesota, going on right in downtown Minnesota on Saturday and Sunday. And live music like crazy. It's going to be awesome. But part of the fun of the Taste of Minnesota is the food. And with us, I said Saturday and Sunday. That's wrong. It's Friday and Saturday, July 3rd and July 4th. So Friday and Saturday, right at Nicollet Mall in Washington Avenue. And one of the food vendors that's going to be there is with us for DeRusha Eats because I wanted to learn a little bit more about Sambusa Samosa. And with us in studio is the Erickson family, Jackie Erickson and Steve Erickson and their kids, right? Janet and Noah Erickson, all with us. It's so good to have you guys here. Jackie, Steve, Janet, and Noah, thanks for coming in.
Well, thanks for inviting us.
All right. Jackie, why don't you start? Because this is your recipe. You're Kenyan, is that right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm Kenyan. So they're Kenyan samosas. You can call them sambusas. You can call them samosas, samasoas. Everybody calls them different, but in Kenya we call them samosas.
And every culture really has something sort of like this. It's a little empanada-like in a way, right? But
yep, it's empanada-like, but ours are just triangles, crispy, filled with meat, chicken, or veggie, spicy or no spice, whichever you choose.
What
got it?
What was the dream? How did you guys get the idea to say, like, because you were doing other things before you launched this food truck, right?
Yes, I am a nurse, a registered nurse. And it started with my kids love and play basketball. So kids coming over to play basketball in the yard. And I can't teach or coach basketball. So the only thing I can do is make some samosas. And so I noticed their parents started coming too. And we were like, okay. And some of the
Jackie
parents,
better be making samosas because people are showing up. Janet, were these your friends coming over that wanted the samosas?
Yeah, my teammates and my brother's teammates, they'd come to the yard to play basketball.
And what grade are you in?
I'm about to be a senior.
About to be a senior. How about you, Noah?
I'm also about to be a senior as well.
Yeah. Oh, are you guys twins? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so your friends wanted the samosas, right? Now, Steve, part of the challenge is that people are always lying to their friends trying to get free food and saying, you should open a restaurant. You should open a restaurant. Were your friends, everybody was telling you guys you should open a food truck or a restaurant?
Yeah, that's how it started. It got the idea in our head. They're like, well, why don't you just start a food truck? And we started thinking about it, and eventually we bought a trailer and did it.
And Steve, what were you doing before you did this?
So I have a construction company. So I build cell phone towers.
So we got a construction company and a nurse.
Yes.
And you crazy kids said, let's buy a food truck, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you first open the food truck, Jackie?
4 years ago, we started it in Bloomington, the farmers market. So that's how we started, and eventually everybody started inviting us to go to different places. Now we're all over the city, like Minnesota. We are in the Owatonna, we're in the Steele County, Washington County, and other festivals around Minnesota.
I saw that Thursday you're going to be downtown in Owatonna.
Yeah, downtown in Owatonna.
And then Friday and Saturday, Taste of Minnesota, right at Nicollet Mall and Washington, right by the Four Seasons, kind of in that area.
Yeah, and this is our second year, Taste of Minnesota.
So what was it like last year, Jackie, at the Taste of Minnesota? Because the crowds are big.
We didn't know what to expect, but last year it was crazy, massive. The crowds were big, and we sold out the second day so early. So this year we're coming prepared. So.
How many samosas do you think you'll go through?
I'm hoping maybe over 4,000 or 5,000.
Whoa! Wow. And so how do you do it? Like, how do you have to make these in a commercial kitchen? Is that sort of how it works?
We make them in a commercial kitchen. I've got a few people who help me out, and we just make them and load them up in the food trailer and bring them downtown.
We're visiting with the Erickson family from Bloomington, Jackie and Steve, and their twins, Janet and Noah. Janet, what's been the best thing about your family? Because your mom was really insistent on this is everybody's business. This is the family's business. So what's been the best thing for you about this experience?
I enjoy working. I like talking to people. I definitely meet a bunch of different types of people when I'm in the food truck. And I also just know other people from other food trucks. And like if I'm at an event by myself, like just being a person by myself, I don't know, or like with my friends, I'm walking around, there'll be another food truck I know, and I'll go and I'll talk to them. It's just lots of new people I get to meet.
It is interesting. And Noah, like young people get this bad rap that they don't know how to talk to other people, right? Everybody's just on their phones all the time. Does this help you maybe come out of your shell a little bit or learn to talk to people?
Yeah, it's helped me socialize.
Yeah. It's hard, right? Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, like I think anybody working in the food business, or if you work in construction, any kind of job that has some physicality to it and people contact, when it comes time to applying for college, like colleges notice that stuff because it's sort of unusual. You guys probably know. I mean, how many of your friends have jobs? Like it's not super common for high school kids to have jobs anymore. So pretty good. Jackie Erickson and Steve Erickson. It is called Sambusa Samosa. How did you guys pick the name?
We all sat down together, the name and the logo, everybody contributing, because everybody, Sambusa Samosa, different people say samosas, other people say sambusas. We're like, it's tomato. So let's just call them Sambusa Samosa.
What? Now you brought in a bunch of these. I've got one of the veggie ones here.
Yeah.
And so you have vegetarian items. What's your favorite, Jackie?
For me, spicy beef is my favorite.
Spicy beef was the name of my college band, actually. No, it's a stupid joke. All right. I love sambusas and samosas. I think everybody does because it's got all the good things. It's like there's a little bit of dough. What is the difference? Or I guess what is the key to you, Jackie, to a good sambusa or samosa?
The spices that are in it. I gotta taste it. If I'm gonna make something, I'm gonna make food. If I'm gonna eat something, I gotta make sure it's good, tasty, not just blunt and just blah.
This is very good.
Thank you.
What's in the veggie?
What's in veggie?
Peas, corn, carrots, and potato.
It's excellent. And the spices, like this is not spicy, but it's got like a low heat that kind of comes at you there.
Yes, we put a few things in spices. We've got turmeric, we've got cumin, we've got a few other things in there. They're just healthy stuff. Ginger.
Are you glad you did this, Jackie? Is this your full-time job now, or are you still a nurse?
I'm still a nurse part-time, but I'm glad I did it to teach my kids. For them to go out there and get a job, they can also start a business. They can also go out and do something if they want to. So I'm teaching them how to be adults or work.
And Steve, I bet you guys get to spend more time together as a family too, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of time spent in the food truck together.
Good times and bad times, I'm sure. That's sort of how that goes. Well, I love it. What a great family. And this is delicious. One of our viewers on YouTube asking, how spicy is the green chutney?
It's not Minnesota spice, but it is spicy.
You've got it. Hold that up there.
The green.
That's a big.
We call the green sauce.
The green sauce that's the best part.
That's the best part. Yes.
Come and see Sambusas Samosa. Do you know where you're going to be set up at Taste of Minnesota?
I'm not sure where I'm going to be set up, but I'm going to be there.
All right.
Yeah.
Live music Friday and Saturday. All local artists this year, but more than 60 food vendors. It's Friday starting at 4, goes from 4 to 10, and then Saturday from noon to 10. Free to go there. You can sign up. It helps them if you sign up to get a ticket. But it's free, so don't freak out about it. But tasteofmn.com is the website, and go see the Ericksons. Jackie, Steve, Janet, and Noah, such a pleasure having you guys on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
DeRusha Eats brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. Drive Time back in just a minute with a conversation about the suburbs. We got the Bloomington people here. The suburbs are red hot.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason with you, and as we're in the summer hot weather months, more and more of us are spending time outdoors in the sun. And look, that's good. Dr. Mohiba Tareen is never going to tell you not to go outside, but she is going to tell you that you do need to be careful. This is June. It is Men's Health Month, and it's so important for me to tell my fellow men out there to stop trying to be a hero. Stop waiting and seeing if that mark or mole that seems a little misshapen, or maybe it's not the color it used to be. You're not going to wait and see it away. Go see an expert. Dr. Mohiba Tareen is my dermatologist. There are 11 locations of Tareen Dermatology, and the reason that they have been expanding like crazy is because more and more dermatologists want to work for Dr. Tareen because she's awesome. And they're trying to locate clinics in areas where they just don't have enough dermatologists. Lakeville, for example, you used to have to wait 3, 4, 5 months to get an appointment at a dermatologist. Today, you can get in within 3 weeks. Pretty cool. New patients, you're in. Guys, get it going. Get it together. Get to Tareen, Tareen, TareenDermatology.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
So when do you need to start thinking about a will? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What is a living trust, and do you need this? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What about a power of attorney or probate? We'll get all the answers to your questions when you schedule a free attorney consultation at, gutmanlaw.com. It's Jordana. And I didn't know the first thing about wills, living trusts, estate planning, but I didn't need to. All I did was reach out to my friend Matt Gutman and his partner Jamie Ref Wagner. This is their focus: wills, trust, probate, estate plans. Now knowing that my loved ones will be taken care of no matter what helps me sleep at night. Don't wait until it's too late to get these things taken care of. You can schedule a free, no-hassle consultation right on the website. Say it with me, gutmanlaw.com. Gutmanlaw.com, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow. It's not just a slogan. I sleep better at night now that I have my estate plan in place. Thanks to Matt Gutman and Jamie.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are jammed for southbound 35W 98th Street. You head down to Highway 13, the mix of stop and go stuff. Traveling south 169, still slow there, 494 to Old Shock Road. Traveling east 94, slowdown past 10 inches St. Paul. East 36 congested around Snelling Avenue. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, we are in the heat advisory. It is hot. You know the drill. It's going to be hot for a while. Chris Schaefer tells us tonight we only get down to 72. So those nights without AC are tough. They really are. Tomorrow, rain early, storms possible by the evening. The high again will be 88. Thursday, partly cloudy. Chance of an isolated storm. That's going to be late on Thursday as well. High, again, 89. So hot stuff for the next couple of days. Going to be hot and humid into the weekend. And that scattered rain chance almost every day. It's 90 in Minneapolis on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I feel like you're wasting my time talking about something that I wasn't a part of. I feel like the most intellectually bankrupt. This is just terrible.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
So I've been washed by the water of the kingdom. Washed by the water.
All right, Continental Diamond time check. It is 4:55. ContinentalDiamond.com. Should be your first stop if you're in the market for a watch. They're going to be closed on July 4th, as most businesses will, but check out their selection. Their website never shuts down. Ooh, look at this beautiful Submariner pre-owned Rolex. You can check that out right at ContinentalDiamond.com. In our next hour, we're going to talk about the suburbs. Story in the Star Tribune today about millennials in love with the suburbs. To which I say, oh, you glorious, arrogant bastards thought that you were going to be the kings and queens of urbanism. And guess what you want? A big fat yard, good schools. Oh, delicious. To me, it's delicious. Every mustachioed, craft beer drinking, bike riding goober who is ripping on me for living in Maple Grove for the last 10 years Everybody's moving to Hopkins and pretending that they're cool. Lakeville. Cracks me up. This is the cycle of life, right? But we'll talk about that coming up. Last night, Dan, I sat down and binge watched a show. I felt like a normal person last night because I don't like binge watching shows. It's too much. When you binge watch a show, it's sort of like, why didn't they just make this a movie? Like, what are we doing? But starting at like 6:45 last night, we started watching The Bear, and we almost got through the whole season. The Bear, most of these episodes. Here's the other thing that's weird about TV today. If you sit down to watch a show, how long do you expect it to be? One show? 30 minutes or an hour, right? No, one show was 21 minutes, another was an hour 5. Like, what? This is like DeRusha in my time management of these segments. Sometimes it's 40 seconds, sometimes it's 11 minutes. Like, how about we have a real TV shows should be a half hour, period. That's what I say.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. We got a show and it's Guys and Dolls at Chanhassen and Dinner Theaters. It's terrific and delicious because you got dinner and a show. Don't take my word. Everybody's loving it. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it eye-popping and blazing with brilliance. I heard a lady from Eden Prairie say this is the best show she's ever seen at the Chan. Grab your doll or your guy. Get your family over here for Guys and Dolls. Visit ChanHasnDT.com.
Save big money this 4th of July at Menards. Steel Roofing provides your home with the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors to enhance your home's appearance. Available in cut-to-length panels that cover a large area for fast installation. Shop our selection of roofing products today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
I've been burned before. I was just repeating the same patterns. It turns out I had a type.
Workplaces everywhere are looking for love. And by love, we mean the easy way to order food at work. Easy Cater.
I thought ordering from great restaurants at work had to be complicated, but then I met Easy Cater. So many options, so flexible, and when I ordered for 50 gluten-free vegans without going over budget, I knew I'd found the platform I wanted to do life and lunch with.
Fall in love with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Party at your place this summer? Fix things up inside and out with July 4th deals now at Lowe's. Get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $80 on the select Charbroil Performance Series gas grill, now $299. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility. Luther Kia Bloomington now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
News Talk 830 WCCO, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
And the court's 3 liberal justices, while Trump appointee Brett Kavanaugh said he agreed with the outcome of the case. The court's 3 other conservatives, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Neil Gorsuch, dissented.
In another case, justices upheld a lower court ban on trans athletes from playing on school teams for women and girls sports. The High Court also signaling that it will take up a new case involving state bans on AR-15 semi-assault rifles. ABC's Devin Dwyer has details.
These are weapons that are prohibited in 10 states, plus the District of Columbia. They've been used in some of the deadliest mass shootings in the United States, including Sandy Hook and Uvalde. So many children there killed with these weapons. States responding to that, trying to limit the sale and possession. But now the justices have indicated they're ready to decide whether in fact that's unconstitutional.
It is primary day in Colorado. Progressive Democratic candidates on the ballot. ABC political director Avery Harper says the outcome could impact the National Democratic Party.
I'm looking at Colorado's first congressional district. That's around Denver, where we'll see Diana DeGette, the congresswoman who served in that seat for almost 3 decades, face off with Malak Hero. She is someone who has the endorsement of Bernie Sanders. She is a Democratic socialist. She is someone who has appealed to Coloradans who say that they are excited about Zohran Mamdani.
At Wimbledon, Serena Williams returning to center court today. She lost her first singles match in nearly 4 years, defeated by Australia's Maya Joint. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sunny and 90 degrees at 5:02. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Fry. This hour's top story: 25 Minneapolis gang members face federal charges related to a drug trafficking investigation.
Several newly unsealed indictments target the family mob and G-block gangs for allegedly flooding South Minneapolis neighborhoods with hundreds of thousands of lethal doses of fentanyl and other narcotics. U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen says while these arrests won't solve the state's fentanyl problem, they send a strong message to traffickers who still may be out there.
If you're trafficking in fentanyl, we are going to get you. We are going to find you, and we are going to take you down. And if you want to lose your freedom, that's a very, very simple recipe for losing your freedom.
The focus for local authorities has now shifted to asking for the public's help in tracking down remaining fugitives connected to these gangs. Outside the federal courthouse in Minneapolis, I'm Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruling today to uphold birthright citizenship. Hamline University professor David Schultz telling WCCO Radio's Jordana Green that the justices in this case looked at the language of the 14th Amendment to establish their ruling.
The promise of what that said, and say that, yes, the promise of that we extended to former freed slaves also applies to individuals who were born in the United States, even if their parents are not necessarily legal residents in the United States.
The court also ruling today to allow states to restrict transgender athletes from participating in school sports, and it looks to have little, if any, impact in Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz says that decision is now left to the states, and Minnesota's policy allows trans athletes to play on teams consistent with their identity.
But I would anticipate there will be that, and I think the legislature should certainly anticipate every year people will put bills forward, but I think Minnesotans find that there's probably a lot of other things to worry about than 3 little kids wanting to play sports somewhere.
Second-degree murder charges are now filed against the daughter of a woman who was found dead inside a Maplewood apartment building last Friday. Maplewood investigators say 43-year-old Georgina Lee Monk was found dead following a welfare check in the 1800 block of Beebe Road North, and that Monk's injuries were consistent with significant blunt force trauma. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office later ruled that death a homicide. Monk's 17-year-old daughter was taken into custody and is being held at the Ramsey County Juvenile Detention Center. The Department of Natural Resources issuing a sober reminder ahead of the 4th of July weekend. The DNR, along with other public safety agencies, will enforce Operation Dry Water. Lieutenant Eric Sullivan is the supervisor of the DNR's Marine Unit.
If you're impaired and operating a boat or a vehicle, we will find you. We're not going to give you a warning or a second chance. You will be arrested, you will go to jail, and you will face serious consequences. Drunk boating is drunk driving.
Sullivan says there have already been 4 fatalities on Minnesota lakes this year, not from alcohol, but from inexperience and not wearing a life jacket. 5:05 traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Slowdowns continue. Eastbound 694 is moved between Central Avenue and Highway 10. West 94 jammed up into downtown Minneapolis past Highway 280. Traveling 169, get ready for slowdowns both directions between Highway 7 and Medicine Lake Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
I love this time of year, and so do your Minnesota pork farmers. Pork turns up the flavor at every backyard hang. TasteWhatPorkCanDo.com has recipes galore. Get to the butcher shop and grocery store, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
Now, latest editions at Outlook for the next few days. with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. Taste what pork can do for you. Here's Chris Schaefer.
It stays hot and humid into the night again tonight. 72 the overnight low. We could see some showers, isolated thunderstorms early tomorrow. I think a good chunk of the day is going to be dry with a high up near 88. Of course,
Suburb. What do you love about your suburb? Because I spent, I don't know, 23 years living in Maple Grove and took crap about it from every pretentious 20-something in the world. That I'm the biggest loser. What's there to do in the suburbs? And as soon as these ding-dongs turn 34, Shazam, they're right out to their suburban home because they want a yard, they want safe schools, they want whatever. Mark Fry hung around a bit because you are a millennial suburbanite, aren't you?
Yes, proud Richfield resident, although you're kind of saying maybe Richfield isn't a suburb. I mean,
Richfield it's so city adjacent. Is it? I mean, Richfield is one of the more urban urban suburbs. I'm pro Richfield. It's a great. So why did you move to the suburbs instead of living in the city?
I think for us, it was also about access because 494 I-35 is just right there. And I think for us, it was you're able to get to different places a lot quicker. Kelsey and my wife's family and I, like if we have to go visit, it cuts down on that travel time a little bit too. So as we travel south to go see our extended family, so that kind of made a big decision too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that more young people are now moving out to the suburbs?
No, not at all. I think for me too, a lot of when I grew up, it was a smaller town vibe, and I feel like Richfield definitely still has that. But
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
But like the fastest growing are like Lakeville, which has like 70,000, 75,000 residents now. It's bigger than Maple Grove.
Yeah, and if you go down to Lakeville, their new home constructions are just everywhere. So I'm not surprised. I think people want that space and that sort of ability to sort of sprawl out and get to different places a lot quicker.
This is what sort of worries me about this idea that like we're going to turn downtown office space into apartments and condos.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to do more of that. We need to make downtowns more like 24-hour neighborhoods. And like Minnesota, we're kind of a small city. We're like we're more town than city here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And I am skeptical that in a community that already the vast majority of the population lives in the suburbs, that all of a sudden, 20,000 more people are going to want to live downtown. I don't know. Maybe I've been wrong before. This would not be the first time I'm wrong. And I'm a downtown lover. Like Alyssa and I, our plan when the kids are out of college is to permanently move to the city. But right now we're in an apartment in St. Paul, but we will permanently move the city because, I want to be able to walk and get to stuff, and I don't need land and I don't need to take care of stuff. But when your kids are growing up, it sure was nice to have a yard and have a neighborhood full of other kids the same age as my kids.
But I will say bigger cities like Minneapolis and St. Paul have done a great job of incorporating like sort of the park system is so good in Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis. I think there's still some like children's areas and stuff that are more enclosed for kids. But I think in general, you're right. I think for us too, it was getting that yard, getting that experience to just not feel like we're all kind of on top of each other. I think that was big for us too.
I mean, the news coverage cracks me up, though. Suburbia is getting a millennial makeover. Like, no millennial ever lived in the suburbs. Right. There's never been someone in between the ages of 25 and 40 in the suburbs. This is a remarkable discovery. We cannot believe it would happen. Like, of course it happened. It's sort of the normal pattern. And as much as cities try to make themselves more attractive for young families, let's be real. Being a young family and living in the heart of the city, it kind of sucks unless you're a very specific sort of person. There's not an easy park to walk to.
Yeah.
Like, where's your downtown park for kids?
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to find.
If you're in the North Loop,
it's very tough. Yeah.
Where do you go?
Right. And if you didn't grow up in that experience, you want an experience similar to what you had. So you're not going to maybe take that step to find all those downtown sort of, luxuries and things like that.
That's a very good point. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Welcome your input on this at 651-461-9226. One texter says if they would have started out in the suburb, though, they'd be way better off because downtown rent is ridiculous. I don't know that's, I mean, honestly, do you guys know what the hottest rental location is for young people in the Twin Cities right now? It is St. Louis Park, that whole development around that shopping center. What is that called, Dan?
West End.
West End.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of apartments over there. That's like the hottest.
Because when you're looking for, a great place to live in the Minneapolis metro area, you really want to, name something after like a part of London. Very similar.
I do appreciate that the shops at West End just did it without the PPES. They just went shops, normal.
Yes.
Like up in Maple Grove, they were trying to fancy it up, and we get the shoppies. The shoppies.
I live in St. Louis Park, but I don't live in the fancy part of St. Louis Park. I leave that to Taylor and her fiance.
So the way they track this is they looked at adults who were in their late 20s and early 30s in 2014, and they saw that millennials were moving to the suburbs. And I guess what I'm curious about, because my initial reaction to this is no duh, nothing about this is new, and it's not particularly interesting. But it is certainly bringing change with it, right? I mean, one of the reasons that I think we're seeing such confusion and disruption in like small retail and small restaurants is that businesses are still operating like it was 10 years ago. They're operating and opening in Minneapolis from the mindset of when we had a Minneapolis that had 100,000 people coming into downtown to work every day. And those people who came into downtown to work would stay and would go to happy hour, or they go to stores, or they go out to some of the neighborhoods. Now what's happened is you have pretty good restaurants in the suburbs. There's an Ethiopian place that just got a great 2-star review in the Star Tribune. The review was for Bole, this restaurant in St. Paul. Well, you know where the second location of that is? Maple Grove. Is that because there's a massive Ethiopian population in Maple Grove? No. Is that because suburbanites want more urban stuff? Yeah, I think so. Jason, you know that the Buttered Tin opened in Plymouth off of Bass Lake Road in Sycamore. That's exactly right. Another texter saying it's mainly because of children, why they leave downtown. I do think if you are of the temperament that you could raise your kids in the city, it would be a cool experience for your kids, but it is more work. It's just more work and finding those parks that you can walk to. And frankly, like, let's also deal with reality. And the reality is, over the last 5 years, both in Minneapolis and St. Paul, the sort of livability annoyances are much higher. And so I was talking to some friends last week who live near Uptown and love it, and love it for their kids, and love that their kids can walk to their friends in the same neighborhood and can walk to some grocery stores and restaurants and whatever, but don't really love that they have to walk over needles and sometimes walk by homeless encampment. And these are the type of sort of livability issues that when you have no other choice, you just stay in the city and you're like, well, commuting is too difficult. I want to be by transit, blah, blah, blah. Now you probably don't have to come to your downtown office 5 days a week. So maybe it makes it easier to go live in Lakeville. I don't know. 651-461-9226. Love to have your thoughts on that. In a minute, I suppose this half hour is mostly a conversation about the most expected and likely things in the history of the world. Was it expected and likely that young people would move to the suburbs when they had kids? Yes. Is it expected and likely that a big scandal about a sports reporter ends up having a Minnesota Vikings connection? Yes. Yes, it was. We'll talk about that when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Chris Lindahl wants to buy your house. It's Jason here for chrislindahl.com, the guaranteed cash offer, the big red check guy. I love how Chris has been showing more of these videos, more of the people who are getting big red checks on the billboards. Pretty cool. Because it's life-changing, because so many of your friends and neighbors are taking the big red check and taking that guaranteed cash offer. Because one, they trust Chris Lindahl. He's my friend. He's a Minnesotan. Chris has been helping people achieve their home and real estate dreams for years. He's not going to let you down. The guaranteed cash offer has become a bigger factor for people because people don't want to deal with the headaches. The headaches of selling a house, the old way of doing it, the open house, the disappointment as somebody backs out after they had an offer, the high and low, or what's going on with interest rates. What is the commission check I have to cut? Get rid of all of it. chrislindahl.com. Get the free Smart Seller Guide today. See if it makes sense for you, because Chris Lindahl would love to give you that guaranteed cash offer and give you a big red check.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. For always trusting Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Summer is here and you need more room for your kids or grandkids and all their stuff. It's Jason DeRusha for Luther Kia of Bloomington. We're in the middle of the summer sticker sales event. 0% on all Sportages and Sorrentos. Specially marked vehicles have $750 bonus cash too. Best cars for the money on the market. It's not just me saying it. It's U.S. News and World Report. Check out their brand new facility. Luther Kia of Bloomington now open at 35W and 494. LutherKiaofBloomington.com.
Steering you through what matters. Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington.
There's always a Minnesota Vikings connection, right? Diana Russini, she is the former NFL insider for The Athletic, and she told this story. Now, I don't know if you guys know the whole Diana Russini story. I like good gossip, right? Little hot goss. The Diana Russini story, she was the one that was rumored to be having an affair with Mike Vrabel.
Was photographed at a Scottsdale spa together, totally just innocently, and they just happened to be in the same spot at the same time, and there wasn't any.
In a spot that you could only get to through a private suite. Also. Yeah. But, I was a reporter for a long time, and one of the best ways that I got information from potential sources was by sleeping with them. So
Interesting strategy.
I don't know. It's fine.
So she resigned.
She resigned
ahead of getting fired.
Correct. But she went on this podcast.
This is prior to all of this nonsense happening.
Correct.
But now because this has happened, everybody's gone back to every interview she's ever done and listened
to see, did you say anything about Vrabel?
Yeah.
And Vrabel is currently the head coach of the New England Patriots.
Correct.
Before that, he was Charlotte, I believe.
Tennessee. The Titans.
So Diana Russini giving more evidence of why I try to tell my embellished stories only on this show. I don't need to go give this crap to some random podcaster. So Russini goes on the Stu Gatz podcast and tells a pretty great story. And this story was at the beginning of this New York Times article about her, the same story, where New York Times was trying to say, here's the whole, she was making $800,000 a year at The Athletic. Here, she was a big star. Here was sort of some of her stuff that maybe a traditional journalist would have questions about. But she tells this story that she got pulled over for a ticket for texting while driving, and that she got out of the ticket by FaceTiming with an NFL coach. So it's kind of a cute little anecdote, right? Look at how much access I have. I got all these guys in my phone. This cop pulled me over.
Turns out he was a fan of a particular team, so I FaceTimed the coach.
Of course, someone found the body cam video.
Yeah.
And that was posted by this YouTube channel, The Center Square. The Center Square. investigative reporter by the name of Adam Herbets. Adam Herbets has the body cam video of Diana Russini. She claims she FaceTimed the cop's favorite NFL coach.
Right.
And she says, she's like, do you want to talk to the coach? You should talk to the coach. And so she FaceTimed him. Head coach is in his office. She says, I just got pulled over. I want you to meet my friend, Officer Joe. And the coach supposedly said, you should let her go. She's a good citizen. She did no such thing. She did, however, show her phone and show a text thread because her story did have enough truth to it. It was just like Brian Williams embellished. So the coach or the cop who pulled her over, very sad news for this cop because the cop, and she gets pulled over, what, like near, was it in Buffalo or something? So she was saying she just broke the news that Sean McDermott got fired from the Bills. And then she's like, oh, it was in New York. She's like, are you a fan of the Giants or the Jets? And the cop says, I'm actually not a fan of either. And Diana Russini says, what's your team? And he says, I'm a Vikings fan, unfortunately.
Of course.
And then she shows her phone.
Yeah.
And a text exchange.
Look who I'm texting while I'm driving.
With Kevin O'Connell. She's like, keep looking at the bottom. Oh. And he's like, whoa, KOC. Like, because you know what? Cops are normal human beings.
Yes.
And if I met somebody, well, look, we had a guest on this show today in studio.
Yes.
Who a couple weeks ago was showing us pictures of like
a very famous individual they saw while out at dinner.
We
have
all
you
do
ever,
this.
and be honest, I mean, I'll be honest about it too. Have you ever pulled out your phone and showed a friend, a relative, hey, look whose number I have in my phone?
No.
I've 100% done that.
You have.
Absolutely.
Who's the biggest name or who's the best one you have in your phone?
That's a good question. Because I've got it, obviously.
Well,
I've got
politicians.
Politicians. I've got sports folks. I've got lots of different folks. And that's not me patting myself on the shoulder. That's like a couple of generations of CCO producers have forwarded me their contacts. So I've got this Rolodex that's enormous. So.
Yeah, I've never, I don't know. I mean, I have so many names and numbers in my phone that I guess like I don't even know who would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. But I absolutely know I've done it.
Yeah.
I remember doing it. I just don't know.
She got out of the ticket. It's just like, we all lie a little bit, right? Like,
I mean, people are always trying to get out of tickets.
Yeah. And for her, like, what's interesting in the world of journalism, I don't know that you get, if you try to use like, oh, I got somebody's number to get out of a ticket, I don't think you get fired for that. But she probably would have been fired from The Athletic for embellishing that story, for saying she FaceTimed a cop and she didn't. You could get fired for something like that. That's sort of what brought down Brian Williams, right? Brian Williams was going on Letterman telling these like, stories of him in helicopters during the Gulf War. And the facts didn't line up. Like he was embellishing these stories and he got fired. No, he's not done forever. But Diana Russini, would she get fired for sleeping with someone she covers?
Yes.
Only if she didn't disclose it to her editor beforehand.
Right. Which she didn't.
That's the other part of this.
We know she didn't because when these rumors first came out, The Athletic came out and said, nope, we believe her, that this is out of context and nothing untoward happened. And then they started looking into it and realizing, uh-oh.
It is one of the strange things about journalism because you're covering people and we all have entanglements, right? Whether it's your spouse works for this company, your brother does this or whatever. We all have entanglements. And every TV station I've ever worked at, they are more than happy to take the news tips that you get because somebody's sleeping with a firefighter or sleeping with a cop or sleeping with a city council member. And they're happy to take those tips until they're not. You can do it until they're not, until they're mad,
Until it becomes a
blows
situation
up,
that could
or
embarrass
until it
the-
embarrasses them. It's a little bit of hypocrisy. We want everyone to have no entanglements. But if you have no entanglements, you also have no contacts and probably no information. I'm not saying you should be sleeping with,
I mean, there's a line that's you can draw pretty clearly.
but it's a bit of a phony line also, where it's like, is your money an entanglement? Is your brother's job an entanglement? Is your spouse's job? I mean, people are people, and you're always a bit of a mess. This one, though, of course,
And you know who else is always a little bit of a mess?
the Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, you could buy the Love Boat. You could
Oh, good.
You could buy the Love Boat. Please disinfect before purchasing. You could buy the Love Boat, or you could buy the Betty Dangers Ferris wheel. We'll talk about that in about 15 minutes. Drive Time with DeRusha. Next is going to get into the dumb place you would like a hidden camera. Keep it clean, people. I feel like when I ask people about a hidden camera, I'm very nervous about it's not a hidden camera. It's a live stream. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. I want to pick it up in just a minute here on Drive Time.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Salesforce is making a big bet on AI assistance for customer service. Salesforce says it's acquiring Fin for $3.6 billion, a firm specializing in an AI agent that Salesforce says resolves complex customer queries end-to-end and across every channel, including live chat and email. Fin's AI agent will be used to complement Salesforce's agent force. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Herschel Walker for 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and an assortment of other picks and players.
Some trades don't work out.
Some do. Borofka's furniture trading event has proven so popular that we've decided to offer it full-time.
We'll give you $100 credit towards the Craftsman direct price of your $2,000 purchase of beautiful Borofka's furniture.
Don't kick that old end table to the curb.
Trade it in for $100 credit on your purchase.
Bedroom, dining room, anything your heart desires. Up to 2 $100 trade-in credits towards new furniture from Borofka's.
It's a great way to upgrade your decor and save money at the same time.
Speaking of trades, I'd like to trade my jelly and spinach sandwich for your egg salad sandwich.
Oh, Joe. Borofka's. No gimmicks, haggling, or hard to understand pricing. In Minnetonka, Woodbury, and Burnsville.
Decidedly different.
If you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Lindsay Gillen, DC, of Aspire Integrated Health. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet, hands, and legs.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms are numbness, tingling, burning, muscle cramps, coldness in hands or feet, and problems with balance.
So is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
Call 651-504-3333 today to schedule a nerve damage screening.
This screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a good candidate for our innovative treatment program.
Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe that nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 651-504-3333 3333. Dr. Lindsay Gillen, D.C. Results may vary.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to superstore.com. If your company has 5 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
We got a crash working for I-35 northbound, make way toward County Road 50. Look for the left lane to be affected. Traffic is jammed, as you might expect, as you make way through Lakeville. As a result, South 35W still slow between 106th Street and Highway 13. 494 slows between Portland Avenue and France Avenue in both directions. Jerry Peterson, News Talk ATO, WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Hot. Sun's out right now, too. We're going to be watching for storms over the next couple of days. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Tough sleeping without the AC again tonight. Clouds are going to increase. We only cool back to 72. And yes, it stays humid. We could have some rain showers, a few isolated thunderstorms early tomorrow morning, much like this morning. And then thunderstorms are possible in the evening after a pretty dry day. 88 will be the high, still humid, partly cloudy on Thursday with more storms possible late with a high up near 90.
89 degrees right now in St. Paul. St. Cloud a little cooler, 87. I don't know. It's just hot. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it on CC.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
The words they used were confusing, intimidating, overwhelming, taking over the world.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Watch me.
Hey, we gave away our Twins Ticket Tuesday tickets earlier today, didn't we, Dan? I think you played the sounder right before the 5 o'clock ABC News. So we congratulate the lucky winner there. Was it a new winner or was it a... It was a new winner.
It was, yeah. It was somebody who was not in the system prior.
So that's fun.
Always fun to do that.
We thank Luther Kia Bloomington for helping drive Twins Ticket Tuesday. 4-pack of tickets we gave away for next Friday. So July 10th. The Twins are on the road tonight, and they're on the road over the 4th of July weekend. They've got a tough stretch coming up for the Twins.
Yeah, I mean, they're in Houston for 2 more. Then they go to New York for the weekend. That'll be tough. And then they come home to face Cleveland, which is, no small task. Yeah, it's a tough stretch from now until the All-Star game. And then, it's not too far after that before you're getting to trade deadline, and you're at 41-45 right now. So you're in it. You're not in a playoff position, but you can see it from there.
If you're a pro ball player and you're in New York City for
not
the
a bad
4th of
spot
July,
to be. Yeah.
the coolest 4th of July I ever spent was in New York City when I was interning in New York as a college student. I went out to the Hudson River and saw fireworks over the Statue of Liberty.
Not bad.
And they were coming from 2 different spots. So you see them like going over the
I mean, it's
Statue
not
of
quite
Liberty.
Stone Arch Bridge, but
This year, we don't even have that. I tried to stir up a little scandal with the Aquatennial people. Because, Aquatennial is back.
Yeah, sort of.
But no Target fireworks.
Right.
So I'm like, is this because...
So is it really back?
Is it because are you guys mad at Target too? Is this a Target thing? Like Aquatennial is back? I mean, come on. And they said no. But when the downtown people or whoever was running Aquatennial sold it to these Aquatennial people, I don't know, man. Festivals are all sort of screwed up, aren't they?
They're expensive. They're not cheap.
Because you gotta hire.
Cities are running deficits as it is. They don't want to spend a bunch of money on it. I get it.
Kind of.
And corporations are the devil, so you can't take any money from them.
Yeah, because someone's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't know Target was anti, or I didn't know the fireworks. I have no expectation of any sort of societal viewpoint from someone who would sponsor fireworks.
And that's why we're in the situation we're in.
I'm the devil. I do want more live streaming cameras, though. I've been a bit of a skeptic about Eagle Cam.
Really?
I'm not against Eagle Cam. I'm against the news covering Eagle Cam like it's a thing. It's just, although now that I hear myself say that, would watching the news be more entertaining if it was just like an update on various live nature cams? If you treated it like it was breaking news,
yeah,
but you were like, let's go live to, the Mississippi River, right?
Yeah.
Or like, let's take a live look at, there were 7 acorns here before. What's happening now? Let's go to the live stream. That would be
Squirrel.
That would be very funny. Maybe once. You know what I mean? Like, are you tuning in daily?
Almost like, slapping a couple of webcams on 2 jamokes doing a radio show and throwing that out there 3 hours a day.
I mean, today we do have Joel Swanson.
Hi, Joel.
Who is brand new on Facebook, who's very excited that we're airing the show live on Facebook. Unfortunately, today, because I don't know, like I'm running this thing, who knows what internet gremlins are there, but Dan on my feed looks like his signal is coming in from the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
It's a little pixelated.
I don't know. I'm shocked that with the quality investment made by our corporation that we're not able to produce a better product.
So we read this week that there are webcams at construction projects. This is like the hottest thing going.
Yeah.
Now,
like road construction projects.
Right.
Yeah.
I sort of wish there were a live camera in my bathroom project that's going on at the DeRusha house.
Okay.
Not in my bathroom.
Well, you said no creepy answers, and then you start talking about your bathroom. I got a little confused.
Where would you want a live stream? 651-461-9226.
I've got the answer, by the way.
Let's hear it.
At a little free library.
Oh my God. Just torturing me. I mean, the benefit of
you can see the kids taking the books and leaving the books. I mean, it's sweet. It's wholesome. It's Americana. What's your problem?
The benefit of a live stream at a little free library is it would either confirm or deny my thesis that literally no one ever uses a little free library. It's just a virtue signaling mechanism.
How dare you?
And this was founded in Minnesota. This is my one.
Yeah.
And is it my worst take of something in our own state that I don't like?
It's the greatest example of you're not one of us.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know that most people associate the little free library as
well. I do now.
Us. Yeah, now that you know.
Yeah.
I would like a live stream from the little free library. So my live stream desires. So like we know the Eagle Cam. Have they done any other? I think the DNR has like a live stream at the fish tank at the state fair at the pond.
Sure.
That's kind of cool. I would like a live stream at Connie's Creamy Cone, but just the live stream of the soft serve ice cream feeding into the cone. I would accept your local Dairy Queen. I think that would be cool.
That would be very Minnesotan.
Would you want to see like what would you want to see? You got to pick one thing. You just don't want to see the
Blizzard station. You want to see the Blizzard station. Yeah. And the different stuff they're putting in it. And yeah.
I would like a live stream of the McDonald's French fry fryer.
Sure. Solid.
And just saying it now makes me hungry for McDonald's fries.
My best friend in the world is the greatest lover of puns and bad dad jokes I've ever met in my life.
Okay.
he, in honor of him, he would want a live stream of a stream, of like an actual little creek. He would want to put a webcam there and go, look, a live stream. He would love that.
That's a great dad joke. That's very good.
In that it's awful as a joke. Yes.
Would you watch a live view of a stream?
It's very relaxing, I would think.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like white noise a little bit.
Sure.
What else would be useful?
Well, I mean, I don't know that any of this is useful.
But what gives you joy? Like there are certain moments.
That's the thing.
That's what it is, right? Like and I would need sound, like to have the sound of the Blizzard machine, you know, the blender going and same with the French fries. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to have the sizzle.
Oh, the sizzle's so good.
Yeah.
Now, a texter is asking about the little free library, asking if I'm upset because they are misnamed because most libraries are free. Yeah, I mean, that is part of my issue that we actually have a large free library called the library. I'm sure, like, whenever I've ranted about the little free library before, I will confess that I go home and feel a little bad about myself, you know, for having this opinion, because I know
I'm really not sure I buy that. I really don't know. I think you enjoy the fact that it's a lousy take.
I don't think it's a lousy take. It's
That's
just
why you enjoy it.
It's just like there's no greater good for me having this opinion. You know what I'm saying?
That is very true. Yes.
It's just me sort of
What
taking.
do you always say? You want to have hot takes on low stakes arguments or
That's
something in that degree? Right?
This definitely fits.
Yes, definitely.
What I like about this take is that almost no one agrees with me. Although I think a lot of people do agree with me. You just don't want to say it. You just don't have the nerve to say it. I got the nerve to say this wonderful nonprofit that does nothing, zero harm, that I don't like it. I'm back in a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO. Every day, your ears put up with a lot. Give them something they'll actually enjoy. News that matters. Conversations worth hearing. News Talk 830 WCCO. Your ears deserve better.
Pella Windows and Doors, fabulous company, uber competitive industry, and they've been around for over 100 years. One house I lived in with Pella Windows and Doors, almost 20 years. And then when I moved, no doubt I was adding Pella Windows and Doors with PellaNorthland.com. They're fabulous. 3 showrooms, Brooklyn Park, Plymouth, and Woodbury. How about this June offer? 0% APR for 72 months or 20% off your Pella project. Go right now. Check them out. The best, PellaNorthland.com.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. Don't miss your chance to save on tech, chairs, custom print, school supplies, and more. It all ends July 4th. Staples, that was easy.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Ins 8-1 exclusions apply.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avastin-capted pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's.
Australia's Socceroos are a combative, never-say-die side built around European-based players hungry to prove themselves. Their athletic midfield and a clinical forward who can finish in tight spaces make them more than capable of upsets.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Please caution traveling I-35 southbound, making their way through Lakeville. It's a road blow in the left lane. It is partially blocking the outer part of the lane there, and traffic getting by without a real big hassle, but it is backed up yet as you come down from County Road 50, so do use caution. Highway 10 eastbound as you make way toward County Road 96. Crash on the left shoulder should clear shortly, but it is slow as you come in from 35W. Jerry Peterson, News Talk ATL, WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
B&M Tree Service bringing us the forecast heat advisory until 9 p.m. You know what, everybody? You're welcome, because you did not know it's warm out if I didn't advise you. For the next 4 hours, now at 9:01, it's going to be delicious out there. Low is 72. Tomorrow, rain early, storms possible by night, 88. Thursday, 89. Hot and humid throughout the weekend. It's going to be a sweaty 4th of July right now. Dan, how hot is it outside? 90. It's just 90. That's it. There's no jokes. There's no jokes here on CC.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
It's so bold. It's adventurous. It's edgy. You know, it's
risky.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, on our live stream on Facebook at the WCCO radio channel, we are looking live at the stream cam of Duluth's Canal Park. Just got us thinking about live streams. That was Joel's suggestion. Wayne in Woodbury is on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker hotline with his idea as to where he would like a live stream. What are you thinking, Wayne?
So, Jason, I'm thinking a boat launch would be massively entertaining on a live stream.
Oh, my gosh. This is so funny to me, Wayne, because my in-laws, the Banahys, Pat and Pete, when I first started dating my wife in 96, I would come visit her here, and we would go to the public boat launch on Lake Minnetonka in Wayzata. And it was such a comedy of errors, right? Like you're squeezing the bulb, trying to get the thing started. You're trying to get it straight in or pull it straight. So entertaining.
Yeah, I really think you see the whole, from the experts who you just have to marvel at their abilities to the other end of the spectrum, which is great comedy.
Very good. Wayne, which end of the spectrum are you on in your boat launch skills?
Well, I'm probably more towards the skilled end, but, plenty of mistakes have been made to get there.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Thanks, Wayne. I used to haul the boat on a trailer. Once, I did not correctly secure the trailer on the back. Yeah. We were driving through their neighborhood. There are 2 speed humps, which, by the way, the speed hump, more annoying than the speed bump. Speed bump is fine. Are you familiar with the difference between the hump and the bump? What?
Just going to leave that one there for Brad to edit.
What? Reasonable question. Speed hump, I think, is a little firmer. Is that not helping the situation for you, Coach?
Sure, it's helping somebody.
Wow. There's nothing like a good speed hump. There's no doubt about it. Textures at 651-461-9226. Someone says there is a YouTube channel where guys go and cheer on people as they back in to launch their boat. That's hilarious. Some people do not appreciate the support.
I imagine they wouldn't. I think that's fair.
The boat launch is, here in Minnesota, you get a unique chance to experience it. It's pretty good. Another live stream of the parent bleachers at a Little League game. Oh, boy. And another one says a strip club for those that are too scared to go. I hate to break it to you. I do believe there are live streams that'll get you there. Get you to what you're seeking.
I mean, you've heard.
So I've heard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Google it on a company computer. But if you just Google speed hump, it'll get you right there. Continental Diamond time check. It's 5:57. I think it's time for us to stop, is what the FCC is telling us. Henry Lake is leading you up to Twins pregame at 6:30. Joe Ryan, we need 2 in a row against Houston on the home of the Twins.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like